die. They soak their bodies in the oil. You know why they soak their bodies in the oil? Guess what? When you wrap your body up in oil, guess what happens? No maggots, no worms, no parasites, no insects will touch you.
If you're new, and you want to stay sober, or if you don't want to stay sober, I didn't. I owe my life to AA and everything that I have in it.
It was hard, but you know, I think when I was younger and I came into the program, I was like, all I really had was myself to rely on, and I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to give up. I always thought that if I gave something up, I'd be like losing myself and who I am and what I was made of and what made me me. And that's bullshit, you know, because no matter what, no one can change me.
But they were like implanted into my brain and my whole being that when you turn 40 and you're a woman, like, you became invisible. If you don't do this, I'm not gonna love you anymore. I can't take it anymore, you know? I have to let go of it, otherwise I'm gonna kill myself. You know, like that's why they say, like, either God is or isn't, and the obsessiveness, the obsessive ideas that turn into compulsive behavior will kill me, or like slowly torture me and then kill me. So, and I've had a lot of experience in sobriety being hyper-conscious and aware of all these thoughts, because once I didn't have like heroin or booze or whatever to like numb that out, then I'm really alert to what's going on in my insane mind. I was at a meeting last night and oh my God, the second speaker shared something, like he was like going on at like this really, you know, with this really deep message and intriguing story, and was really engaging and charismatic, and then he shared something that most people would deem extremely inappropriate, and you could just feel the energy shift in the room. You know, some people might have been offended and it might have saved somebody else's life.
It's okay, and I don't have to like everybody. Everybody doesn't have to like me, and I can have a shitty day. And I never knew like what true happiness was until I got sober.
I'm Greg, and I'm an alcoholic.
Greg.
My whole idea was that I was one of the good guys. You know, I mean, not just the good. I mean, I was like the knight on the horse, man. I really saved the day. You know, and you know, it really is disturbing when you find out, wow, you know, I just sit there and I go, gee, I guess I'm just as petty and stupid as everybody else, which sucks, but the benefit of that is, oh, well, okay, I'm not so different from everybody else. I'm not such a big weirdo. I'm not an alien from another planet. Okay, I guess I do fit in better than I thought I did.
I don't have to be a hero.
You know, there are times when I felt that way, you know, all my life, and it's like, you know, that's the whole alcoholic mind. It's very extreme. I'm either the hero or I'm just completely you know, worthless.
I'm Zach, I'm an alcoholic. And man, I'm loving some meetings lately. I got to a point where I'm like all serviced out and tired of my commitment. I've been doing them for a really long time, and it's like same people at the same meetings, and I'm just over it. I don't hear anything different, and probably has just a smidgen to do with my attitude, but probably not a whole lot. Has more to do with the rest of you. I'm just sure of it. You know, that's me getting stagnant. That's what happens when I just kind of keep doing mindlessly. You put your head down and go, and don't really pay attention to anything going on, and then all of a sudden I find myself in a place where like I got issues with the roommate, I got issues with friends, I got all these fucking issues. When I came to these rooms, I was like, I can't put my head down, I can't bury it in the sand anymore, but now that, you know, like, I got my head up, I don't know what the fuck to do. Then I started, like, hating on people that had what I wanted, because I didn't have it. And I just saw them having what I wanted and me not having it. I don't think I ever felt contentment in my life. It's good to be a sober member of AA today.
Well, first I'll just say that I better do this because I feel a little, I feel a little sick and I feel a little nervous. And my name is Steve, and I'm an alcoholic, and I'm also a fuck up. and probably a little bit of a pervert. And I think a little bit. I don't necessarily know how this is gonna benefit anyone else or even myself. I feel a little like I have to confess. And I was thinking earlier, I've kind of been sitting here thinking all night about, somebody mentioned something about, inappropriate stuff and, how they kind of react to that. And I've sort of been thinking about that all night because, I know I did something fucking bad. And that's probably not that unusual, but I feel a little heavier. My conscience is taxed a little more, I think, this time. So I have more guilt, and I don't expect some kind of absolution or forgiveness just for coming to a meeting, and putting that idea on the table. But I guess I just think if it makes me feel even a little better later, then it's probably worth it. I'm afraid to go home, So, but I think that's all I want to say. Thanks.
The sound station, I'm just hanging out. And this girl is she's drunk out of her mind, and she started going around from person to person. I'm and I was I was grateful at that moment. I was I'm really glad I don't have to do that, and it gave me a sense of accomplishment for being sober and stuff like that. And then later on at night, she wandered out, and she probably went and scored or something. And she came back, and she looked normal again. I'm okay. She comes back, she's hey. Well, okay.
Not in a good fucking space. I don't feel right. I don't feel good. And nothing in my life is bad. I got a lot of good stuff, good shit happening in my life. And I got to remember that it's only as a result of me being sober. Because if I wasn't sober, God only knows where and what I would be doing. And I gotta come in. I feel like I feel like shit. I feel very uncomfortable. I feel very irritated. And it's like I'm on the. It's like I feel like sometimes I'm on the edge, right about to get fucking pushed off and snap. And last time that happened, I went out and I started drinking, and I really don't want to do that again. And it's funny how this thing works. I don't want to feel miserable. I don't like feeling miserable. I don't like being in pain. And it's tough sometimes, because you get so fucking, so caught up in life. I got no problem drinking. I got no problem drinking and using drugs. It's not drinking and not using drugs. That's what I got to do when I got to deal with life. And life sometimes is not such a pleasant thing to have to deal with. You get caught up in having to work and having to have some kind of social life and having to behave and act in a certain way in certain situations with certain people. And then you got to stay sober on top of that. You got to have you have to have a connection with a higher power. And sometimes I get so fucking caught up in life that I kind of put sobriety and I put higher power on the back burner, and I don't acknowledge the fact that God is working in my life. And the only thing I have, the things I have in my life today, and some kind of sense of peace of mind and the ability to wake up and get the fuck out of the house in the morning, is because I'm sober and because God let me be sober. To give me an opportunity to have a life, to pass it on, to come and listen to people like you talk about, give me a message of hope, because that's all I get here. I get a message of hope. my hope gets refueled every fucking time I come to this meeting, or any meeting like it. And that keeps me going, because I know that there's something bigger and better out there. You know, and I just, you know, the less time I spend in my head, you know, thinking, oh fuck, you know, life sucks, this isn't good enough, that's not good enough, this guy's a jerk off, that guy's a jerk off, why am I in this situation, why do I have to put up with this nonsense? You know, and then it starts eating the fucking shit out of me. And
I love it when I
Lucy likes that part. Inside my house.
only on Wednesdays. But
I'm sure there's a few salad posts.
you know, it's like I gotta sit here and I gotta talk about this shit, because you know I got life problems.